Protect yourself with Life Call, and you're never alone. You just press this button and speak into the air and...
I've fallen, and I can't get up!
So when I started modding BONELAB, everything was kind of tame. We had the parameters of the Marrow SDK, and most of us were just fine waiting for it to get expanded later on. There was stuff like my little ODST avatar, some simple levels, and big old honkin' anime too. Just a couple weeks later, someone went ahead and put a custom gun in the game despite it not being supported yet. Someone else rose to the challenge with a working custom vehicle, then someone else with a working retractable lightsaber, then the Mad Lads came out of the woodwork, and now we have a fully working Atom Smasher from Cyberpunk with arm-mounted guns and everything, actual working portal guns, a functional mystery box from Call of Duty with sounds and guns inside. We've even got multiplayer in a single-player game. Needless to say, me and my third-person Masterchief mod or a big-armed boy kind of pale in comparison. That said, I'm not trying to be the best. I'm just here to have fun and see what kind of weird experiences can be achieved in this game. And that's why today, I've decided, using only my head, torso, and my legs, I'm going to see what's possible in BONELAB by doing something really dumb and playing BONELAB without any arms.
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left!
So first off, I needed a model to work with, so I chose, you guessed it, another Halo model. This is a more modern, fan-made version of the Halo 1 Mark V armor, which I grabbed off of Sketchfab, the credits for which are down in the description. I got the model already, tried it out, and it was working great. Now it was time to go back into Unity and get ready to kiss those arms goodbye. The only thing is that you can't really just remove the arms from the game, and I still wanted to navigate the menu, so I shrunk the arms to the point of just being itsy-bitsy little ant legs that can poke out of your collarbone area if you want. This way you can still navigate the menu a little bit by kind of stretching your neck and looking down by your crotch, but it's fine and it works. So I was all set to go and I loaded up the first level, getting ready to give it a shot and see if it's even possible to play the game this way. I allowed myself to still force call things that were far away, justifying it as if I was calling it over to hold in my teeth or something. Cutting the rope was super easy and breaking through the first few obstacles was way easier than I expected. The Chief's helmet actually packed a punch. I soon found out momentum was really the key though, so most of the time to do any sizable damage you need to sprint or really swing your head around, as the only way you can deal damage to the enemies is to jump directly onto them or headbutt them. I made my way through and then realized halfway in that I hadn't thought about the head crabs. These things latch onto your face and you can usually just shoot them off or pull them off with your arms, so I instead opted to just bash my head against any surface I could find. And it worked. Fighting my way through everything proved to be still pretty effective, even if I was starting to get really sweaty. Next up was just using my skull to slam open the air vent, then jumping on down and realizing that the Omni projectors were way out of my league. Literally just barely killing one of them. Now, I wasn't really planning on playing the entirety of BONELAB like this, but I did want to know if it was even remotely possible to beat the game, so I jumped to the last level to see. When you reach the end and Jimmy's finger comes through the ceiling, climbing the windmill to get out, you can't get there. You can't climb with no arms, so if you were wondering, no, you cannot beat BONELAB without arms. Feel free to try this for yourself and prove me wrong though. After this, I figured the best thing to do was to just have some fun in Street Puncher. Smashing my last few brain cells against the skulls of the worst security money can buy, with this guy literally just sleeping at the desk as the final boss, I decided to call it a night. The following morning, I would wake up to find I'd thrown my back out while doing all of this, so try this mod at your own risk.
My back! Oh, my back!
I'll put the link to both the regular Mark V Chief and the Armless version down in the description, so feel free to give them a shot. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this silly little video of mine. I love experimenting with what's possible in VR, and this is definitely one that was pretty fun and got me pretty immersed to the point of having to catch myself from falling down a few times in my living room. Subscribe if you want to see more weekly VR content from me later on, and hit that like button if you want to keep the YouTube algorithm from putting me on their no-fly list. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Still on it. Just get in the